Hi everyone, the topic I'd like to talk to you today about is an article I came across called Preemptive War Cannot Be Justified by Charles Craigley Jr. and Gregory Raymond. Preemptive war is carried out in an attempt to defeat a perceived invasion or to gain an important advantage in an impending war that threats materialize. Craigley and Raymond both make a great argument against preemptive war, and I feel that if their views are not followed, then the world will become a very unsafe place to live. Preemptive attacks violate established rules of war followed by almost all nations across the world today. If the United States is allowed to attack nations such as Iraq preemptively, then, as Craigley puts it, this doctrine of preemptation would invite any state to attack any advisory that is perceived as threatening it. Now, this can cause every country to attack each other based on a paranoia in their mind, without any legitimate justification for an attack. This paranoia can cause another world war, which is not going to help anyone out by fighting with one another all the time. The US should be careful as to which side they choose, because the rest of the world is watching them. Craigley puts it, how the US chooses to act is a code of conduct, will be a powerful determinant of the rules followed throughout the international arena. Now, that means if the US chooses to act preemptively, then other superpowers like Russia and China can choose to do the same and eventually get into a conflict with the US and cause another world war. If preemptive war is still practiced, then the world will become a very unsafe place to live. For example, countries can start attacking each other for no apparent reason. Like Russia can go to their surrounding countries and take them over, like Poland and Georgia, for no reason, just maybe they think that the country doesn't like them. There also are random attacks like September 11th can continue to happen because people around the world can just become angry with the United States. We see random attacks happen in countries like Iraq and Afghanistan, where the US has preemptively struck and continues to stay there when it doesn't have any reason to. And the US isn't there to babysit other countries when they're in trouble. Sometimes the best thing to do is to let other countries figure out how to handle their own problems. Because the US likes to interfere with other countries, suicide blasts and car bombings have become a normal occurrence in these countries, and will most likely continue if this preemptive war does not stop. Ever since preemptive strikes around the world have taken place, it has continued to make the world a very unsafe place to live. Preemptive strikes don't seem to prevent terrorists from randomly attacking innocent people and targets. Before preemptive war was popular, we heard less about suicide bombings and car bombings happening around the world. Ultimately, innocent civilians are the ones who suffer from preemptive war. If this practice of preemptive war can stop, I feel it can help reduce global violence. By letting more time pass with preemptive war, the more hazardous this world is to live in.